welcome to Mistakes and Mistakes. This is Ed, doing the Musical Felonies playlist. So, what we're talking about here with Musical Felonies is songs that probably really shouldn't have been done by people who thought they could do them. We're talking about bad cover songs here. What we're really looking at is a lot of these songs are mismatched to the artists that tried to do them. And they do what good cover songs, which are supposed to do with good cover songs, which is take the song, make it your own, and put your spin on it, and voila. What happens is these have disastrous consequences. We're going to go through a few of these real quick just to kind of get you the flavor of what this idea is supposed to be. A lot of these songs are done by artists that you know. A lot of these artists some of these artists are actually Grammy winners. Some of these artists are artists that you absolutely have loved in other settings. All these songs are bad. There are songs in this list that I'm not going to talk about, which I'm going to put up or talk about later in another context. And the song that I'm not going to talk about that's going to show up on this list and possibly on another list in this anthology is Alien Ant Farm doing Smooth Criminal. It shows up on the good and the bad list. When I researched it, it showed up on both lists, and I'm really I can't say I'm confused as to why. I can say that there are people who heard it and were like, I get it, because a lot of Michael Jackson's songs, the songs on Thriller could have easily, and they were all sort of rock songs, so to hear a rock band do them makes sense. Then I guess some people didn't think it worked. It's weird. It's when I initially listened to start trying to put together this topic. Initially, I didn't like it, and I listened to it again, and I'm like, it's not as bad as the other songs I'm going to talk about, which I'm going to go through fairly quickly. So, Fall Out Boy doing Joy Division's "Love Will Tear Us Apart." That cute John Hughes Chicago aesthetic does not work for that song. It works on Sugar We're Going Down Swinging. It works on This Ain't a Scene. It just doesn't work on. It works on their work. It doesn't work on this song. Limp Bizkit doing Faith by George Michael worked when nu metal was new. It worked. It kind of put them on the map. Them shouting the chorus was novel, but it doesn't stand up over time, and it really, when looking at it now, it feels dated. It's a misdemeanor. It's not horrible. It could have been worse. Worse is Macy Gray doing Walk This Way. So, when Aerosmith originally did it in like 77, I think it's on the Toys in the Attic album, maybe. Or maybe on the 76. It's mid-70s. It's back when they were like being Aerosmith and, cracked out and just playing music. It's great. It has this wail, has kind of feeling to it. They recovered it. They teamed up with Run DMC to do it. It had like a style and a flair to it. So the cute kind of half-drunk thing that Macy Gray sounds like works on Macy Gray stuff, does not work on this song. Another song that kind of has a really horrible pairing to it is Mariah Carey doing Bring On The Heartbreak, which is originally on High and Dry, done by Def Leppard. Mariah, and I think there should be like a kind of a thing where R&B artists cover different genres of work, and I think there are metal songs or hard rock songs that R&B artists could cover. There might be in some kind of alternative universe where Mariah Carey could do this song and make it work. This universe is not that thing. It's kind of the earnestness that original cut has is not in her version of it. And the same thing is kind of true with Sheryl Crow doing Sweet Child of Mine. Sheryl Crow's both have great voices. They both sound good. They both sound really earnest, and they make the songs kind of their songs. And it's not even the problem with these. It's not even the fact that the original songs are iconic or great or anything like that. It's just the artist just doesn't match what you're doing. Like, because now we're kind of getting into a little bit of where this subject really goes wrong. And I'm going to kind of link these next two songs together. So Maddie B. Rap's doing Miss Jackson by Outkast, and the script doing Lose Yourself. First of all, Matty B. Raps is just not old enough to be dealing with the subject matter in this song. And it's not that he comes off as like a kid. Look, when the middle class suburban kid, he's talking about I paid your light bill, but he's clearly 12. The video is hilarious, but it just doesn't work. The script, who are really great singer-songwriters, doing Lose Yourself just sounds stilted because he wants to sing it because he knows he's not a rapper. And he tries to meet this bridge between what he does and what the song is supposed to be, and it just kind of fails. Then there's some real tragedies. One of those tragedies is Madonna trying to do American Pie. I get Madonna's aesthetic where she wants to reinvent herself every 10 or 15 years to be relevant in the music scene. Cutting this in the early 2000s when where music was kind of super murky, but not like 70s murky. 70s murky was just a bunch of albums and a bunch of different artists doing a bunch of different things, but they were all good. The early 2000s was a bunch of different artists doing a bunch of different things, but because of the shadow of 9/11, nobody really knew where they wanted to go. Yeah, this is one of those moments when Madonna did not know where she wanted to go or what she was doing. It's said that Rupert Everett gave her the advice to do this song. This is bad advice. Hilary Duff doing My Generation. Now, originally, this whole list could have been just Hilary Duff. It could have been just Limp Bizkit. And there's one other habitual line stepper. And when I say someone's a habitual line stepper, it's 3 songs that you just shouldn't cover. Hilary Duff covers My Generation. She covers I'll Never Let You Go. And she covers Little Lies by Fleetwood Mac. And she does the same Hilary Duff thing in all those songs and sucks all the creativity out of the song. Look, she's a nice person. She's a good artist. She just doesn't fit the songs that she's covered. The really, really bad ones. 911 is a joke. Is a powerful song about the ineffectuality of police forces in urban areas. And as done by Public Enemy, it has weight, it has relevance. It's the beginning of rappers really being reporters on the scene. Done by Duran Duran, it's a train wreck. When I do the YouTube clips of these songs, you'll see the live version, and the live version is bad. You ask yourself what's going on here. Duran Duran's another habitual line stepper. They do a whole album of this kind of stuff, where it's like, why did they cover this song? It's a whole album of it. It's scary. But the song that got me to do this topic is Taylor Swift covering September by Earth, Wind & Fire. She does exactly what you're supposed to do with a cover song. She takes the song and she does it in absolute Taylor Swift style. And if you didn't know about Earth, Wind & Fire, and that September is one of their signature songs, and that the chorus to September is kind of how people discovered Philip Bailey. It's one of the 2 or 3 songs they do that highlight Philip Bailey's harmony. You would have thought it was a song she wrote. I think a millennial hearing this song would be like, oh, it's a cute Taylor Swift song. And this song could have gone on any of her records, and I think does. Forget which record it's on. I had to literally go pull the lyrics out to read them and play both songs side by side to figure out, oh my goodness, she covered Earth, Wind & Fire. And look, and the problem is she does a good job. It sounds like her stuff, but she sucks all the soul out of it. Now, I will say this in the defense of this song, which I can't believe I'm defending, but I'm going to do it right now. It is a song that tells a story. And lost in all the layers that Earth, Wind & Fire does is the telling of that story. So in that, I give her credit. She breaks it down and tells the story, and that's kind of cool. And I'd be interested in seeing her tackle another song like that. don't know if this is a song she should have done. It's kind of like, ooh, I don't know why'd you do this song. So that's the list. If you can find some other musical felonies, drop them down in the comment section below. This is the beginning of an anthology where we cover songs. So yeah. So these are some of the offenders. Like I said, I could have done a whole Hilary Duff thing. I could have covered that whole Duran Duran album, but I don't think I could have sat through it. So let me know what you think. Leave in the comment section below. Feel free to check out infomullet.com if you're interested in, because I'm going to shout out some people I know. If you're interested in current events and what's going on. If you're interested in just cool DIY projects, my homegirl Gretchen has a YouTube channel. Check it out. Find out how to link in the description box. So that's it. This is this edition of Mixtapes and Mistakes, Musical Felonies. Peace.